Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm, of course, your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be breaking down the World of Tanks Blitz teaser trailer that Wargaming released themselves this morning for the game. Now, there's a lot of information to take down, especially of the new Tier 10 tech tree that we have all been told will be coming into the game, the YOH series vehicles. Now, I don't know what the Tier 8, the Tier 7, or any of the vehicles in the line apart from the Tier 10 are going to be, and I did my research today to learn about the vehicle so I can tell you guys all the things you need to know. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's video, and the main reason why I didn't shove the video out this morning, because I wanted to do my research and think about what the new Tier 10 is going to be like. And of course, if you don't know about it, well, we'll be breaking into it on today's video, but I definitely wanted to do my research before just shoving out a video as quick as possible, because views, as we know, aren't everything. So is information, and I think information is way more important than snagging up some views really early. So as always, if you want to see more videos like this, especially videos on relevant information and the news to come in Blitz, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, as it helps out the channel a crazy amount. Now, the first thing you can see right off the bat here is the Cromwell. This, of course, is going to be the new Battle Pass tank for the next month, which is pretty dang sweet. It actually looks really nice with the solar panels popping out in it. I'm very excited for the new Battle Pass vehicle to come out, and that is a good view of it right there. Now, a couple questions I'm going to have about this vehicle is, are the statistics the exact same of the normal Cromwell? Obviously, this isn't a heavy, so it's not going to have more armor than a vehicle, let's say, like the Magnus had more armor than the M6, at least frontally, and a little bit on the side. And yeah, is this vehicle going to have more mobility than the Cromwell, which is normal? But as well, a big question is, the Cromwell Berlin exists in World of Tanks Blitz already. It's a Tier 6 premium vehicle, a very strong Tier 6 premium. And is the Cromwell Berlin just going to be a better vehicle than this already because it's got really good gun depression? Well, we're going to have to find out. Now, here we have the Galactic containers. Now, this is something that you're probably thinking is very new to the game, but actually, about 2 weeks ago, I made a video talking about removal crates, and man, is my moderator good at getting this information, but pretty much I made a video talking about the removal crates and saying how you could actually reverse update 5.5, getting some of the vehicles Wargaming's removed back in your garage, especially if you never had the chance to have them in the first place. Well, good news, these are the containers. Wargaming named them to Galactic containers because we never knew what the names were, but pretty much this is what the Galactic containers chances are going to be. You can the Churchill gun carrier with a 3.33% drop chance, the Panzer IV, the T-28 Mod 1940, and the UE-57. So those are the vehicles you can get out as well. Gold is going to be pretty dang sweet with a 10% drop chance of 75, 5% drop chance of 150, and a 1% drop chance of 750 gold. That's actually pretty dang sweet, especially judging that you might be able to buy these resources really good. As you can see here, you're going to have to get golden globes. You can use XP boosters and credit boosters to throw into Galactic containers. Camouflages, I'm not sure how the camos are going to look, of course. Free XP and everything else like that. It says, though, you have an infinite amount of Galactic containers you can get. So if you're a player like me, I'm starting to think here, big brain, 150,000 credits. That means that I can just keep on buying and buying these golden globes and then spend them on these Galactic containers and hopefully rack in the gold. I might just use 100 million credits here for all I care and get, you know, maybe 10,000, 15,000 gold out of these containers. I will be doing the math on these, of course, when they do come out, and I'll be telling you how much gold you can get out, depending on how many credits you're willing to spend, if they're worth it in general. But yeah, that's one thing you're definitely going to want to look at in the future. You can actually get some pretty good stuff, though. As well, you can see down here, you can get gold boosters, 7 days of premium. Pretty good stuff all around. I'm very excited for this event. Wargaming actually did a pretty decent job, but yeah, those are pretty much the removal crates there. Now, that's the background, but that's, of course, for the Battle Pass. The vehicle is called the Explorer. This is the Battle Pass that is coming out this month. Of course, there's another bunch of stuff. In fact, if we go back here really quick, we can see what some of the other stuff is. There we go. So this is all the stuff that will be coming out in the Premium Pass. 30,000 XP plus 18,000 on the main, 350 gold plus 750. So it actually looks like less gold this month. But at the same time, these camouflages look really sweet, and I really want to get my hands on this one right here. This is one I want to get my hands on, and of course the avatar, but that's not something I'm personally super, caring about because I've always got my Santa hat avatar. Now we can see some of the camouflages right here. In fact, if we reverse, here are some of the new camos coming into the game. We got the one on the FE4202, we got one on the M48 Patton, the Bat Chatillon 25T, of course the Sheridan's got a Sheridan missile camo, but another really cool thing here is it looks like gravity mode is going to have a jump ability. Now that's really cool because now vehicles that might be super slow like the mouse, just imagine really quick a mouse jumping on a vehicle. That will be awesome. So very, very excited for that. I'm not sure why they're showing the Sheridan missile here, what that's going to mean, but this is really what everybody's been talking about. Starting at tier 7, across from the T-29, moving its way past the M103, we have the M6, I think it's the 6, VI stands for 6 in Roman numerals, YOH tank. Now, I don't know much about this vehicle. I've done some research, and I'll be bringing up the research that I have done on this tank, but what we can tell is it's a tier 10 heavy tank, and it's a very weird-looking tier 10 vehicle at that. I have no clue what the tier 9, the tier 8, or the tier 7 is going to be currently. I will be trying to let you guys know as much as possible, but one thing that I'm very surprised about, and a lot of you probably watched Pantouf's video already talking about what the next possible line for Blitz would be, which is the 60 TP. Now, I was very much in agreement with Pantouf there. In fact, I think I said in a little snippet of one of my videos that I was pretty confident that the 60 TP would be the next line coming in the Blitz, because that's even what Wargaming said. However, it looks like they're changing a very big and drastic turn here, going for the M6YOH, because, well, there's no 60 TP in sight. Now, the reason I think they're doing this is because it's very hard to balance a vehicle with 640 alpha and an IS-7 armor profile. Imagine an E100 with an IS-7. Just imagine combining both of those vehicles, not having a turret weak spot and as well a gun that can ruin people's days. I definitely understand where the issues with that can arise, and it's definitely very hard to balance. So I can see why they're hesitant to put it into the game, but this vehicle, I had no clue whatsoever what was behind the planning stages of this, but yeah, this is going to be some pretty sweet stuff. Now, this tank is interesting looking, as I can say here. And one thing that you can take notice of is that this muzzle brake here, you can see, is pretty dang definitive that it is in the middle of the vehicle where it diffuses all the smoke. But if we take a look at the screenshot here that Blitz Post has, this shows that the muzzle brake is in the front. Now, that's possible that this tank is going to have 2 different guns, which is pretty dang cool. The gun that Wargaming shows looks more like a 120mm to me, and this gun looks more like a 105mm with that smaller barrel. So I'm not really sure what the vehicle is going to have as a gun, but I can say that it is going to be a tier 10 tech tree heavy tank, and it looks really weird. Now, the armor profile, I don't really know. It looks like it's not going to be the most armored. The lower plate, very easy to penetrate just looking at it from here. It doesn't have any track wheels because, as you can see there, it does, of course, have track wheels, but no weak spot. A lot of American vehicles, especially like the T110E5, you shoot it through the front track wheel, and it pens the vehicle very easily. This tank, not necessarily. The upper plate, I'm pretty sure, isn't going to be ridiculously strong, but using the most likely 8 to 10 degrees of gun depression this vehicle is going to have, it's going to be very, very strong. And this is an auto-loading vehicle. Even before I started researching about it, I pretty much could tell it's an autoloader. You can just look at the design of this tank and know it is an autoloader, and that's the real question. Now, to what I'm aware, and the research that I've done research from World of Tanks itself. Now, this vehicle doesn't exist on World of Tanks PC, but you can do some research on the vehicles, seeing everything like that. Well, the first cool thing about these vehicles is that they actually have the engine in the back of the turret. That's pretty dang cool, and something that I've never really heard of. I didn't even think that was possible. How the heck do you stick an engine in a turret and get the drive shaft to go through and control the track? So that's something that's really, really cool, and I'm very excited to see. Now, of course, that means that if you get shot in the turret, it might damage the engine and not the hull, so it could be a big weak spot, but it's a really weird looking vehicle. This might be possibly the tier 9 in the line, just looking at how it is, but overall, this vehicle is interesting, to say none the least, on the looks of it. Now, of course, the machine gun doesn't really matter or anything else like that, but the thing that you do want to take a look at is the armament. It's going to carry a 105mm gun. I'm not sure where they put that in here. I did see it before. Yeah, here we go. Houses 105mm ammunition, which means that this vehicle, at least theoretically, should carry a 105mm armament. We can also check over here, and it says mount a 105mm millimeter gun. So it is going to carry a 100 millimeter or 105 millimeter, although I will say it's not going to be what it is statistically posted here. In real life, this tank was guessed to have around a 5-round autoloader or a 6-round autoloader with a 35 to 45 second reload. Now, obviously, this tank ain't going to have a 6-shell autoloader with 350 average damage because, well, yeah, that would pretty much do about 2,000 damage. It would kill anything in front of it. Obviously, we don't want that in Blitz. If they do that, well, you can have my resignation right now because that's a really, really bad idea. The top speed, at least in real life, would have been about 48 kilometers per hour, so we can expect something around 40 to 50 kilometers per hour on a top speed. Gun depression, no clue. I'm guessing 8 degrees. That's my bet. But really, I've got no clue to talk about it. The armor of this vehicle isn't known much about. Really, it's just, I agree with this comment right here. It's a weird tank, and there's not much that's really been stated about it. It's weird looking. You can see it's almost like an Annihilator turret with how it lifts up. Weird stuff on this tank. And it is a concept, of course. It's a concept based on an oscillating turret. So, yeah, really, I don't know what to say. But I'm excited. I'm very, very excited to see how it looks. As you can see even here, they're saying what it could look like in a tech tree for World of Tanks. But, well, I really have no clue. I am excited to see this tank into the game. Of course, I want to see a new vehicle coming into the game, but I really want to see how they end up balancing the tank, because this vehicle, we can look at the screenshot better, the turret looks like it's going to have tremendously strong armor. That turret is just a bullet, and that means that it's probably going to be very thick on the front, but I'm seeing some weak spots right over here. Obviously, this looks like some weak spots. That looks very easy to penetrate. You've all you got a hatch over there. I really don't know. It's just so weird looking. Hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. If you learned anything new, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But as I said, this vehicle does look like it's going to carry 2 guns. We got both of them are probably 105 millimeters. Maybe one of them carries 4 shells and one of them carries 3 shells in a clip, but one's got a quicker clip reload and one's got a longer clip reload. That would be really cool if that said they did a balancing factor on this tank and if you could choose 2 guns between them, but I'm honestly, I've got no words. Hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, hopefully all of you are doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and to be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.